Hello and welcome to Sports News Africa, the home of Africa's sporting conversation. Let's take a look at the headlines. Ghana Football Association has appointed Avram Grant as the national team manager. Guinea's hard work pays off as they climb into the top 50 on FIFA's latest rankings. And a former international takes football to the streets of Brazzaville in Congo. Thank you for joining us on Sports News Africa. I'm Angela Agor. Former Chelsea manager Avram Grant has officially been appointed as the new coach of Ghana's Black Stars. 59-year-old Grant succeeds Kwesi Appiah, who was sacked from his post last September after a poor display at the World Cup. Grant has been given a 27-month contract. Let's now speak to Ghanaian sports journalist Gary Al-Smith, who was present at yesterday's press conference in Accra. Gary, can you tell us what qualities do you think attracted them to Avram Grant?
The qualities that attracted the Ghana Football Association to Avram Grant was that, per what the FA president said, he was seen as somebody who could manage the egos of the Ghana national team players going forward. As the players have grown and they have gone into some of the biggest teams in the world, naturally, they have, their man management has become a little bit more trickier. And for the past three coaches that Ghana has had, it's increasingly become an issue, from Kwesi Appiah, who just left in September, to the man who was before him, Goran Stefanovic from Serbia, and also Milivan Rahevac, who led Ghana to the 2010 World Cup quarterfinal. All these three coaches have at a point in time had problems with the stature of the few that Avram Grant, having managed the caliber of players like John Terry, Frank Lampard, and teams in the Premier League will be able to handle the egos.
OK, so Grant will have 6 weeks to prepare for the Black Stars for the finals in Equatorial Guinea. Realistically, what can they achieve?
I think that a manager of his standing and with the kind of background that he has should be able to do a lot in 6 weeks. Mind you, he has been in the frame for the job and he's been a favorite for the job for the last 1.5 months or so. So if realistically he wanted the job, he should have been watching the team in all that time, meaning that he should have seen the team in about 3 qualifying matches. And it's no secret the way Ghana plays. The core of the team have been together since 2010. You only have to take tapes from the intervening period to be able to make a good judgment as to how Ghana play. And so I am particularly disappointed with the Ghana Football Association, who have told him not to feel pressured to win the African Cup of Nations 15. I feel that a manager of his caliber should be able to come and even with 6 weeks be able to win the tournament, because at the end of the day, what is the African Cup of Nations? It's only 7 matches. So if a coach as big as Avram Grant wants us to believe that he is, he's coached teams like Portsmouth, West Ham, and especially Chelsea, and he cannot build a team in 6 weeks, a team that he does not have to build from scratch, which is partly 80% made, and he just has to make sure that he's able to control the egos and the tempers and also be able to control them on a man management level. And we are told that we are not expected to want him to win the African Cup. I'm pretty much disappointed. I think that his goal should be to win the African Cup.
There were concerns that his Israeli passport would prove a hindrance to his appointment. Do you think this is why they've taken so long to confirm him?
Yes, it's been a reason why the appointment has taken so long, because much of the Middle East and North Africa do not allow Israeli citizens. And for some of them who even allow Israeli citizens, you can only transit, for example, in the United Arab Emirates. So based on that, the Ghana Football Association, the diplomatic community here in Ghana, the foreign ministry, and Avram Grant himself have been looking at ways, and we understand they've come to a conclusion, which I believe is the fact that Ghana will not be playing a lot of friendly matches with these countries while he's in charge. Or even if that is the case,
he will not go, but he will just allow his assistants to be having oversight responsibility for those ones. And so I think that is the conclusion the two parties have come to. And also, a key issue will be that if, for example, in the 2017 African Cup of Nations qualifiers, Ghana has to go to, say, an Egypt or Morocco or Libya or one of those countries, then it might be a problem. But they are just saying that they will cross that bridge when they get there.
Gary Al-Smith, thank you for speaking to Sports News Africa. Following their heroic display in the qualifiers for the Africa Cup of Nations finals, Guinea have climbed 17 places to 38th on the FIFA World Rankings. The climb up the global rankings table comes after Guinea, who had played its home qualifiers away because of the Ebola epidemic, beat both Togo and Uganda, earning them qualification to the 2015 tournament in Equatorial Guinea. Let's take a look at the table for the top 10 African nations currently. The FIFA rankings are in brackets on the right-hand side. 11 African nations make it into the top 50 in FIFA's November rankings. High flyers Algeria are the top dogs at the moment and 18th globally. Mali sneaks into 10th position, having risen 9 places to sit at 49th in the world. Welcome back to Sports News Africa. Al-Ahly will contest the CAF Confederation Cup this weekend when they play Suez Sports Club in Abidjan. Al-Ahly will be missing a key number of players through injury for the first leg, but fans are optimistic of getting a positive result.
Egypt's capital, Cairo. Expectations are running high as one of the country's biggest football club, Al-Ahly, faces Ivory Coast Suez Sport in Confederations Cup in Abidjan on Saturday in an away match. Al-Ahly have already played Suez twice in the group phase, beating the West Africans once 1-0 and drawing 1-1 in the second game. Al-Ahly carries the nation's only hopes of improving the battered image of Egyptian football following dismal performances by the national team, which was again bundled out of the Africa Cup of Nations. Fans in Cairo say they expect nothing short of victory come Saturday.
Al-Ahly has a good opportunity. They have good luck against African clubs. God willing, we will win this game. At least getting 1 point from a draw results is also very positive. The competition is a little difficult, but Al-Ahly will clinch the title. My expectations are that this Saturday's match will be won.
However, Hatem Reda, a sports journalist, says the odds are stacked against the Egyptian side, which has been hit by injuries to key players. Al-Ahly Sports Club has some problems before this match. They have only 17 players for the squad list. So many injuries among the players, like goalkeeper Sharif Ekrami and striker Amro Gamal, both of whom are effective in any game. The return leg will be played in Cairo on December 6th, where the winner will be decided.
To Congo next, where street football is growing in popularity in the capital, Brazzaville, as it continues to engage young Congolese who would otherwise have nothing to do. Now, one former Congolese international footballer is hoping to build upon that interest by setting up a street football academy.
This is becoming a regular scene these days in Congo-Brazzaville as over 50 youths who would have previously been idling on the streets get occupied with sports, courtesy of former Congolese player Jonas Bahambula. Bahambula set up what he calls Street Football Academy in the capital and intends to enhance the football skills of as many youngsters as possible and help elevate their lives.
I believe we are capable of molding players from a young age, and the results will be seen. For a Congolese to help you, he must track down the progress. That's why currently I'm working on my own. I believe the government will come in later.
The laughter and excitement propelled by youthful seriousness during their training on the dusty football pitch is only a clear indication that one day Jonas's efforts will yield results. Chris Nganzami and Lim Sarki are among football students learning from Jonas.
They
have taught me how to play the sport, how to provide cover, how to attack and how to defend. I have received good education. Compared to when I walked through the gates and now, I've greatly improved. I want to be like Marcelo from Brazil because of his good form. His quality of play is fantastic. I like it a lot. Jonas also said he was motivated to start training the youth after watching the national team's fortune slip while thousands of capable youths wasted their lives idling the days away.
I like football because I've been there. Besides, it hurts me when I see my national team not performing as well as they should. This is going to be my legacy because everywhere I go, I'm asked what have I done for football. That is why I started this academy for everyone. My message is that I'm a winner, and I think it holds a lot of promise, and it will benefit the nation.
Donc ce que j'ai fait, je crois que ça promet et ça va payer pour la nation.
Congo's national team, the Red Devils, recently booked their ticket to return to the Africa Cup of Nations finals after 14 years' absence. And Jonas hopes his efforts will ensure future success in the sport is guaranteed.
Flags flew at half-mast and thousands of fans and players played tribute on Friday as Australia and the world cricket community continue to mourn the tragic death of batsman Philip Hughes. Meanwhile, support remained for Sean Abbott, the fast bowler who delivered the fateful ball. Chief Executive of Cricket Australia, James Sutherland, spoke about how Hughes' death has united the country in grief. Staying with cricket, Kenya looks set to become the first nation to tour Pakistan since the Sri Lankan team bus was attacked by militants 5 years ago. The violent attack killed 8 people and injured 9, with members of the Sri Lankan team amongst the injured. Kenya will play 5 one-day internationals in Lahore. We are now joined on Skype by Kasim Suleiman, Chief Executive Officer of the African Cricket Association. Hello, Mr. Suleiman. Kenya cricket looks set to become the first nation to tour Pakistan. How has this come about?
The members, obviously, Kenya Cricket is also a member of Africa Cricket Association, which I'm the CEO of. And what has happened is that arrangements have been made between Cricket Kenya themselves and together with the Pakistan Cricket Board, I'm sure. And obviously, it's kind of a good thing in a sense of associate members playing with full members. I'm sure they must have done their homework with regards to issues pertaining to security and other aspects as well. But these arrangements were made by the members themselves in conjunction with the host Pakistan Cricket Board.
Other countries like Bangladesh declined to go there. What has been your advice to them?
Look, we haven't been approached by any members to ask us whether they, or request from us whether they can tour or not. We, in fact, these are bilateral tours that are arranged between the member countries and not getting the mother body like the Africa Cricket Association, nor the ICC regional office involved. They do that on their own steam and like I said, they do their checks and balances and off they go.
Of course, the big cricket news over the last 24 hours has been the passing of Philip Hughes. What are your thoughts on this tragedy?
It's quite a big tragedy in a sense for Australian cricket and cricket fraternity globally, I would say. As you noticed that New Zealand and Pakistan's game been put on hold today in memory of the passing away of Philip. The issue here is that Africa have sent in 2 official letters, one to Cricket Cricket Australia. The other one gone to the family of the Hughes family with regards to the tragic passing away of a youngster, 25 years old. It's a tragedy, and it's a loss to cricket going forward, and loss to Cricket Australia as well.
How have your members reacted to this accident?
Well, we had quite a lot of emails coming in, and also copying Cricket Australia from West Africa, from Sierra Leone, the Gambia, Ghana, Mali, Morocco, coming into Nigeria, all the way down to Malawi, the whole of East African bloc, Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya, and the Southern African bloc, which is South Africa, of course, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Namibia, all passing on the condolences to Cricket Australia and as well to the family.
Let's take a look now at all the fixtures coming up at the weekend. That early kick-off will be between West Brom and Arsenal. Later on in the day, Liverpool play Stoke. Hull travel to Manchester United. Runaway leaders Chelsea are also away to Sunderland. Then on Sunday, Manchester City will get a chance to leapfrog Southampton to second place if they can beat the Saints away. And that will be followed by Tottenham versus Everton, who are both sitting mid-table. And finally, months of protests and a military coup in May has seen Thailand's tourism industry take a hit recently. Now, one community in the country has found a way to attract visitors once again, thanks to an innovation that resulted in football being played not on a pitch, but on water.
This floating football pitch in southern Thailand is unforgiving. Any mistake and the game has to stop. But since being built, it has helped transform the island community of Panyi. The first version of the pitch was constructed nearly 30 years ago, but was made of wood and was even harder to play on, so the local kids at the time had to look elsewhere.
In the past, I played on a sand beach over there. We had to take the boat there to practice. Then we came back to the island and played on a small floating wooden pitch where we had to avoid nails coming up. It was risky and dangerous, but we had to play on it because we had no pitch.
This latest nail-free incarnation was created in 2010 as part of an advertising campaign by a Thai bank, and since the ad was aired, it's become increasingly popular with tourists. And that has helped local restaurants and businesses flourish and stopped all the young migrating to the mainland in search of work.
Jobs here are better than on the mainland. The young can find money easier here. They can earn thousands of baht driving canoes. They've got good incomes. There have been a lot of people from outside who've moved here.
The population of the island has increased by a third in the past decade. New structures are constantly springing up. And despite the fact the island now has a concrete pitch with netting around it, the island's chief is keen to maintain the floating version.
I think we should keep the football pitch for our children and grandchildren, because we can say that the floating pitch is unique to the village.
Having to twist and turn and keep the ball close has undoubtedly helped the football team improve their skills, as a small mistake can mean a trip into the water. The village team has won several league titles, a success story both on and off the pitch.
And that's the end of Sports News Africa for today. Join us again next time when we bring you all the latest from Africa and around the world. Bye for now.